Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then allow me to introduce myself. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Today's video is going to be a twin flame reading for the Twin Flame Collective. So although this reading is intended specifically for those of you who identify as twin flames, do keep in mind that there are no coincidences in this universe. If you found this video, it's more than likely there is some kind of message here for you, your life, or some form of love connection you are dealing with at this time. So as we prepare to start this reading, I am going to shuffle the Energy Oracle cards deck. As I'm shuffling, if you would like me to channel specifically for you and your situation, be sure to like this video and also make sure you are subscribed to this channel, because by liking and subscribing, I'm able to more easily pick up on your energy regardless of when you are watching these readings, because do remember, all of my readings are technically timeless. What do twin flames or anyone listening to this reading need to know at this time? I do also want to start this reading by saying that intuitively I felt a bit of a shift last night in the Divine Feminine Collective. And as I was beginning to speak on that, the attachment card came out here in the upright position. When I say I felt a shift, what I really mean is I felt this really intense wave of emotion. Now, let me know in the live chats or in the comments if you are a Divine Feminine or even a Divine Masculine who felt some kind of emotional experience yesterday or within the last 48 hours that was a bit unusual for you. By the way, thank you to those of you who are present in the live chat as I live premiere this reading. Do remember that I do twin flame channeled readings premiered live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This live chat truly is such a powerful, beautiful, and quite literally a healing space, because so many of us here are powerful healers, and so many of you listening and tuning in bring a lot of powerful energies to these premieres, so thank you. But getting back to what I was saying on this emotional experience for the Divine Feminine, first of all, I'm feeling a bit of a kind of heavy feeling on the left side of my body. So if you've been having any pain anywhere along the left side of your body, whether that's the left side of your neck, your back, your head, your stomach, whatever it may be sure to be really gentle with yourself around these experiences. The Goddess of the Moon card came out here, so this is really just reaffirming that it's most likely the Divine Feminine who is experiencing this more profoundly right now. Just give me a second to collect my cards here. So with this Goddess of the Moon plus the attachment, I heard sensitivity. So part of why some could be experiencing this is simply because they are expanding their sensitivity, but not sensitivity in the way that we think of this word as kind of having this weak connotation. We think of the word sensitivity as meaning weakness or vulnerability. But really what I'm hearing here is there are many Divine Feminines who are expanding their ability to sense energetically, spiritually, emotionally, essentially expanding their spiritual abilities and gifts and perceptions. And this is happening on this really deep unconscious level, which means that at times with this expanded sensitivity, As you become more aware of things spiritually, emotionally, you may have these moments of feeling really, I heard, dark, heavy, or unexplainable emotions. And know that whether that's come up for you in the last few days, as I was sensing for many, or whether this has happened to you at some other point in time, know that what you are experiencing is not only normal and natural, but it's actually a beautiful sign of your growth and expansion. With this attachment card coming up here, I feel as though specifically those of you who felt emotional in the last 24 to 48 hours, I feel like there actually could be, I'm hearing negative attachments being cut out of your energy field in some sense. I'm going to see if I can get clarification on that. So what negative attachments? I heard extraction. So it's like something being divinely extracted from your energy. This could be a negative experience from your childhood that is still lingering in the unconscious and negatively affecting you, which if this is the case for you, for some of you, you may have had a sudden flashback in the last 48 hours to some kind of negative events from your childhood. I'm hearing trauma, so it could be trauma related for some of you. Or even from earlier relationship experiences. There could have been these flashbacks I'm hearing coming up for some in the collective divine feminine. And again, this won't be for everyone, but if this was you, know that the reason you were brought back to these times and places emotionally, wow, I'm getting this like wave of goosebumps as I'm channeling your energy here, because what I'm getting is the reason your mind was taking you back to that point in time was because you were revisiting it to signal that it was being released. Like, this is being let go of. This is what I'm releasing at this time. It wasn't that you were literally having this flashback for the purpose of reliving it. I heard hopelessness. So someone could have felt hopeless, feeling like, is some kind of negative pattern just going to repeat itself over and over again? Or perhaps they were hopeless about the way in which this event could have affected them. But I'm hearing that's just your ego mind, your conscious mind, stepping in and applying this fear and self-judgments. The truth of the reason you were going back to this emotionally or mentally is because it was quite literally, or is in the process of literally being released from your being, from your cells, from your energy. It's being extracted from you. You are healing in this really deep level way. And once again, Goddess of the Moon came out here in the upright position again. And I feel this actually could be playing into what is assisting you in this expansion of your spiritual gifts, your sensitivity, as I was speaking. Because some of these, I keep wanting to say inner child wounds, even though I know it's not inner child related for all of you. But some of these energetic wounds were actually holding you back from reaching your full power and potential, because they were keeping you stuck in some kind of a negative cycle of pain or fear. I heard self-doubt could be a major thing being healed right now as well. But yeah, I do feel that for some of you, because of the way that your ego or your conscious mind stepped in to judge whatever emotional experience you had recently, you then began to attach this negative meaning to it, thinking, does this mean that I'm backsliding, backtracking? I'm hearing someone say that I'm doomed to repeat this pattern forever, but that's not the case here. Be so kind and gentle with yourself, knowing that, again, this is all a sign of your growth, your beautiful expansion, the beautiful continuing developments of your spiritual gifts, power, abilities. I'm going to actually read a little bit from the guidebook for this 52 card here. 52 may be the age of someone listening, or 25. It could be reversed in those numbers as well. I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit here to channel some more information. Intuition, going within. This card is all about intuition, the ability to receive insights from your soul's point of view. Receiving this card upright tells you that you have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now is the time to use it. The goddess of the moon brings you all sorts of information, from the mundane to the spectacular. So in the extended version of this reading, I am going to be channeling more specifics on exactly what I'm feeling could be being released for this divine feminine through these emotional experiences in the last 24 to 48 hours. So if all of that was resonating with you and you would like more information on that, be sure to follow the link in the pinned comment and description box under this video. But for now, I am going to get into what is going on with the divine masculine, or does the divine masculine play into any of this information that has been coming out at the beginning of this reading? What is going on in the energy field of the collective divine masculine right now? Action, and this card was kind of in the sideways position. You will know if you've been listening to my recent readings, this card has come out very frequently, both in the uprights and the reversed position, especially for the divine masculine. The number 17 is on this card, and I'm picking up that many in the collective are seeing different combinations of the numbers 1 and 7. The fact this card came out kind of in the sideways position indicates this energy isn't stuck, but isn't fully open. It's rather in the process of shifting. So how is this masculine's action energy in the process of shifting? The words perfectly and river came out from the love word scramble. With the word perfectly, I actually heard perfectionist. So there may be a divine masculine who struggles to take action in his life generally at times because he is, I heard, detail oriented, very much a perfectionist with things. This may also apply actually to some divine feminines as well. With the word river, I'm hearing that a river could be significant to someone here or to someone's connection. There could be significance to a river within your connection to your twin. With angel of love coming out here, this speaks to worthiness of love, unconditional love energy. I'm picking up this divine masculine feeling beneath the surface. A lot of, really the only word I can use to describe it is just pure admiration for the divine feminine. Now, of course, how much he expresses this divine love, this admiration, or consciously realizes or connects what he's feeling himself will, of course, depend on how energetically open or blocked he is at this time. So do keep that in mind if you're a divine feminine listening. The card attachments came out here. I heard attachments are holding me back from speaking my mind fully. So there could be a divine masculine who, like I said, is feeling this really strong admiration for the divine feminine. But for some divine masculines, there may not be an expression of this admiration, or perhaps not a fully open, clear expression of it in words, in physical 3D interactions, because of some kind of negative attachment that is holding him back. I literally see like these binds around this masculine's throat chakra, like he wants to say something, like the heart energy, the heart chakra energy here is so strong. It's like overflowing. And I feel the divine feminine picking up on that in this situation, feeling all of this love energy, and yet at times feeling confused because there's not an open expression of that admiration. So I want to know potentially what these negative attachments are. The name, or not the name, the word poets And the word day came out from the love word scramble. So with the word poets, I'm hearing that someone may be a writer or may write poems or songs. But for some reason, I'm feeling that someone I'm picking up actually does this kind of secretly. I hear I write them for myself. I also hear someone saying, like, I'm never going to let you see what I wrote. It's almost like they're embarrassed by these poems or these lyrics or whatever that they're writing. And for some reason, I'm picking up on a divine masculine who is actually secretly writing poetry or like some form of creative writing about or for the divine feminine, but with no actual intention to show her or give her the poem or the lyrics or whatever the case is. I feel that'll just be for one specific person. Do let me know if that resonates. This could connect, by the way, with the Angel of Love card. It's like this unconditional, admiring love energy this masculine is infusing into something, but almost a bit secretly. It's like he's trying to channel this love energy outward into expression, but it's not fully being channeled through his literal words and interactions with the divine feminine. So what are these negative attachments potentially preventing the divine masculine from fully speaking about this admiration he feels for the divine feminine? What's going on here? Happy family in the reverse position. So there could definitely be some inner child wounds at play here. I'm going to see if I can get some more specifics for this. For some reason, I hear a divine masculine saying, I feel like I can't give you what you want or what you deserve. And this relates to some kind of stable manifested future. So this will apply differently for those with whom this resonates, but I'm feeling that this particular divine masculine is holding himself back in regards to speaking about this love he feels or this admiration he feels, because there's some part of him that doesn't feel capable of providing the future or the life for this divine feminine that he feels she deserves. So this could be someone in a situation where it's like, for whatever reason, this divine masculine feels like he can't offer her. I mean, it could be so many different things, but like a marriage, a family, some kind of a home life together, a relationship together. There's some physical manifested movement forward in this connection that this divine masculine, for some reason, feels he can't provide for the divine feminine at this time. Yeah, I hear him saying it's like, it's almost like I don't want to get your hopes up, or I don't want to intrude into your life by expressing this love I have for you when I feel like I don't have a way to, or somehow I can't ground this love, or I can't ground this connection in the physical with you. Why can't this divine masculine ground this connection in the physical? What's going on here? Why does he feel like he can't provide the future the divine feminine deserves and desires? The word else came out, and also the word death. So this says to me that I could be speaking from someone's divine masculine who has passed away. I know that will not apply to all of you. With the word else, I heard someone else. So there could be a karmic situation at play here where this masculine is connecting with someone else, a third party of sorts. With the word support coming out here also, I almost hear this masculine saying one of two things depending on your situation. Either I feel like I can't support you in the physical the way that I want to and the way that you deserve, but also I hear this message of there being some masculines who may be in a position of supporting someone else or somehow feeling obligated to someone else. So this could be because they have children with a third party or a karmic. This could be because they are supporting a family or something along those lines. But as with all of these messages, you will know intuitively what message connects with you and how it resonates. And of course, as I always say, only take from these readings what personally feels good and connects in your heart and soul, because I do channel many different collective and specific messages here. With Healer of the Ages in the reverse position, I feel this coming out to speak to another reason this divine masculine may be negatively attached to something in some way, or be held back in some way from fully expressing the love and admiration they're feeling at this time. I heard, I'm still in the process of healing. What is this masculine still in the process of healing? The words appropriate, block, and doubt came out here. So with the word appropriate, I hear a masculine saying like it wouldn't be appropriate or it wouldn't be right for us to connect. There could be some other kind of obligation here with a third party or a karmic again. With the word block, I'm hearing that quite literally there could have been a masculine who either literally blocked the divine feminine on some form of social media or her phone, or simply could have tried to block her out more figuratively from his mind, because these things are still in the process of healing. And also with the word doubts, I'm hearing that for some in the collective, it's like there's this feeling of, I feel that this specific divine masculine may have literally said like, I don't know what I feel for you. I don't know what we are. He said something to the divine feminine that caused her to feel as though he wasn't conscious of the fact that they were twin flames, or was in denial. That's the word, denial. It's to the divine feminine, whatever was said in the past regarding this doubt led her to feel as though he was in denial of their connection. But I hear the higher self of this divine masculine coming in here to say, the denial that I projected to you and that you picked up on in the physical was really just an indication of this unhealed wound of doubt within me, because I am so accustomed to everything having a logical explanation, to being so physically 3D oriented, that it's taken me some time to process something as high level and highly spiritual and esoteric as this connection. So I know that message might just be for one person. I do hope that reached you. And with the financial constraints card here in the reverse position, I quite literally heard getting my finances in order. So there could be a divine masculine who literally, it could be money related, financial related, who just feels as though he doesn't have, I hear a masculine saying like, I need to get my life together or myself together. I feel like I just don't have things in order. Again, this could literally be financially related, but it doesn't have to be. This could really just be in a more general sense. I heard preparing. So there could be a divine masculine who feels as though he's like trying to prepare his life or himself for the entrance of the divine feminine. Yeah, with victory in the upright position, it's like I'm looking towards this victory together, this breakthrough together. But there's something about timing here. There's something about this divine masculine feeling like for some reason it can't happen yet, which again could play into things that he's not saying in regards to love and admiration toward the divine feminine. So I am going to reshuffle these cards here, and one of you in the live chat in Monday's reading said that I should ask the divine feminine or masculine, either or, what they would say that they were like too afraid to say. If they were going to say the thing that they would never say, or they were too afraid to say, or something along those lines, what would it be? And I feel that that really applies here. So I'm going to ask the divine masculine, what do you want to say that you are too terrified to say, or that you would never dare to say to the divine feminine? Man holding a coin in the reverse position. I heard, your love makes me feel powerless. You make me feel so incredibly vulnerable inside. What else would this divine masculine say? What would he never dare to say, but what is he thinking? The sun in the reverse position. I know that in many ways I sabotaged or pushed away this possibility of a new beginning with you. And yet, the bitter irony is, I want nothing more than this new beginning with you. And in fact, I feel as though I am the one terrified that I will never get another chance to start again with you, that this new beginning will never happen. And again, the irony is here, Divine Feminine. I know that you are the one who feels as though you are afraid at times of this new beginning not coming in. But in truth, I know that I'm even more terrified than you are, even though I was the one that pushed you away in many senses. What else would this divine masculine say, or what does he want to say but that he would never dare to say to the divine feminine? The word April came out here, and also ring. Wow, that word ring was really emotionally charged. I really feel this had to do with a higher commitment from a masculine, something to do with like a wedding ring or an engagement ring for someone in the collective. Or perhaps this just signifies that this divine masculine, there's something here about like, about possessiveness, like feeling kind of possessive of the divine feminine. With the idea of a ring, it's like giving someone a wedding ring or an engagement ring and having this signify that this person is, in a sense, taken, that they are connected in the physical, bound to someone. I feel like there's a masculine here saying either literally with a ring or just figuratively, like, I wanted and still want nothing more than to bind us together in a more real, tangible way in this world, in this lifetime. Walking away in the reverse position. When I left, all I wanted to do was stay. I just see someone who it's like, wow, I feel my chest just like feeling so heavy here. I feel like this masculine's heart is really heavy as he thinks about this, but what I'm getting is like this message of, it's this visual of someone walking away, but they keep looking back over their shoulder. And I hear this masculine saying, when I left, all I wanted to do was stay. All I could do was keep looking back, keep looking at you, either literally or figuratively. Wow, really powerful messages from this divine masculine. In the extended, I will be channeling more messages about what this divine masculine wants to say or what he's thinking that he would never dare say to the divine feminine, because I really do like that idea. So for more messages like that, be sure to click the link in the pinned comment and description box to take you to the extended messages. And thank you to the person who recommended that I ask that question. That was a really great idea. So now I want to speak to the divine feminine because I spoke to some emotional experiences or shifts she had been feeling in the last few days. I just saw the number 3030 on the recording timer. So I am going to just look up that number and channel some messages here. And of course, this number says, you have a tremendous and direct connection with the divine source. Your guardian angels and the divine realm are helping you. It's really interesting that this came up here because I've been really channeling a lot lately about spiritual guidance and literally spirit guides, trying to connect more actively, especially with the divine feminine portion of the collective. I'm hearing, so the first thing I heard was dreams. Someone's guides have tried to come to them, introduce themselves, or give them some kind of clarity or guidance through their dreams. This won't apply necessarily to everyone, but do let me know if you've connected more recently with the idea of spirit guides or gotten any more kind of conscious communication through your dreams or through meditation from your spiritual guidance or spirit guides. So let's actually ask, what is this divine feminine's spiritual guidance trying to tell her or bring her at this time? All tied up in the upright position. Okay, so right away I'm getting that there could be a divine feminine who has been experiencing a feeling as though things are stagnant or tied up in either their life generally, in regards to some specific goal they are trying to achieve, or in regards specifically to their twin flame connection. So for this person, they could be in a kind of, I heard, separation that feels impossible. That won't be for everyone, but for some listening, this could be a period of silence with their person. There's something here, again, it could just be life related, something here for this divine feminine that feels very as though it is not in movement, very much feeling stuck, at least from a human ego perspective. So because of this situation, her guides have been trying to contact her, or she's been given this divine guidance. What kind of guidance is trying to come through to this divine feminine in regards to this seemingly stuck situation? Let's pull a few other cards from different decks here. What guidance is trying to come through for this divine feminine about this stuck situation? Of course, expect powerful change. So quite bluntly, I'm hearing it's like this situation isn't as stuck as you perceive it to be, divine feminine. Something is going to powerfully shift here. Perspective, none of this matters. Zoom out, common grounds. I heard lost in the details or trapped in the details. You will know if this connects with you, but I feel like there's a divine feminine who it's like, in regards to this thing, again, I'm getting it could be many different things depending on your situation. This could be a dream, a goal, a purpose. It could be related to your twin flame. But whatever this is, I feel like there is some over-analysis taking place here. Maybe even perfectionism, with that perfectly word coming out at the beginning of this reading. I just keep hearing, don't let yourself get lost in the details. Don't trap yourself in your fears. I'm hearing like there could be this fixation on, if it's with a person in a love relationship, there could be a lot of fixation on like certain things that were said or certain events that happened or interactions reflecting back to the past. There could be fixation on, I'm hearing like the slightest energy shifts within you or within this person, and then obsessing over like, what does it mean when I feel a little bit this way or they act like that? There's like all of this analysis and fixation on details. And again, this could be with a person. It could be with a goal where there is this fear coming up, fixating on, well, what if this happens? What if this doesn't work out? What does this mean? And I feel spirit here, or your guides, trying to step in to gently guide you away from this hyper fixation on all of these details, getting you to, as this card says, zoom out, find common ground, whether that's common ground with a person, a friendship, a relationship, or simply getting a broader perspective, having faith and trust in your larger scale goal or dream or your overarching mission without needing to know every single minute detail right this minute. Remember, the path will continue to unfold itself to you, and it is so essential for you to trust that right now. So I am going to see if I can channel any other messages about how this divine feminine could be being guided by her spirit guides right now. And right as I was saying that, the contract card in the upright position came out from the Energy Oracle cards deck, and also the appreciation card. Appreciation for your karmic contracts or patterns that you are breaking out of. I heard finding value in the struggle, finding value through the journey. Life wasn't meant to be perfect. You weren't meant to be perfect. Don't be so hard on yourself. But also what I'm getting here with these contracts are these could be literal karmic people, partners, or situations that you are receiving some kind of guidance on. But these could also be internal karmic patterns, cycles. Wow, okay, so I just got this message about, I almost got a little bit lightheaded because this message was just so energetically powerful. But there's a divine feminine here who it's like, your guides are trying to get through to you to remind you that you are a very powerful, very ancient soul. And that when you came or chose to come, really rather volunteered to come to Earth, you took on a lot more than you consciously realize. So what's happening here is your conscious primal programming, that ego part of your mind that only knows and remembers this lifetime, gets very confused because it sees you dealing with these really deep, at times really dark, energetic patterns, and it begins to self-judge and self-blame. It thinks all of this somehow must be your fault, that you must be doing something wrong. Do not listen to those voices telling you that there is something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you just because you are experiencing or working through these really intense patterns, whether they are showing up, manifesting in your life, in your interactions, your relationships, whether these are patterns emotionally within yourself that feel really unexplainably dark or confusing. At times I heard dark night of the soul. That might apply for someone. Whatever you are dealing with, know that there is a purpose behind it. And the reason you took it on, or the reason you're experiencing it, isn't because you are weak. It's because you were so strong, you are so strong, that you chose to take on these very challenging patterns and life paths and situations in this life in order to transmute them, in order to turn that heaviness to lightness, that fear into love, that darkness into light. And you are doing so much better than you realize. I just strongly feel some divine feminine really needed to hear that with this appreciation card. It's like living in the moment, living in the present, breathing, loving yourself, being present with yourself and what you are working through without self-judgments. And I heard like self-betrayal, self-abandonment, because I do feel that for some divine feminines, when these patterns, again, these could be karmic patterns within yourself. This could be karmic energy showing up within your twin flame connection. And I'm hearing that for this divine feminine, when these things come up, there could be a tendency to, I heard turn inward with full force, like really push back against yourself, or again, blame yourself. And remember, that's really just your ego stepping in here. It doesn't know what your soul knows. It doesn't know how ancient and powerful you are on a soul level and all that you came here intending to do. The thinking man. Interesting. So this usually relates to a divine masculine getting triggered in his ego. So I do see that for some in the collective, there could have been a little bit back and forth energy here of someone dealing with some kind of a challenging pattern, a kind of karmic pattern within themselves that could have affected their emotions or behaviors, and really getting down on themselves about it, feeling really bad about themselves. And then this in turn either triggering an external masculine's ego. So this could be your twin flame. This could be some other masculine figure like a boss, a friend who is a masculine. This could be external, where there was like I see people like fighting or arguing or getting into some kind of a disagreement, things getting like somewhat heated. But this won't apply that way specifically for a lot of people. This may be your internal masculine getting triggered here. I heard triggered to self-protect. Because the masculine energy is naturally very protective, but I feel like in this case, it's almost as though, because we do all have inner masculine and feminine energies, it's like for this divine feminine, potentially when you're dealing with these really negative, challenging, heavy, karmic sorts of energetic patterns within yourself, and these manifest in the form of challenging emotions that you're feeling or things you're trying to work through in your life or in your connections, you may at times feel this tendency to just shut yourself down, again from this triggered inner masculine, to just like cut yourself off from being supported as a form of self-protection, not opening yourself up to others for fear of fully being seen and then being judged or being hurt in some way. I know this is all very abstract, but I do feel that for whoever this is for, you will know if this connects with you. And this message specifically, I feel, will only be for some in the collective, so only take it if it connects with you. But I am going to reshuffle the cards here, and I want to speak a bit to what kinds of negative, or I guess karmic sorts of situations could be coming up with that contract card here, because I feel this could affect or be affecting both the masculine and the feminine in the collective, although I know we were speaking specifically to the divine feminine there. So what karmic contracts are coming up here? Relationships. Well, that's pretty obvious. So karmic relationships could be at play here. What is going on in the twin flame collective within these karmic relationships? Hostilities in the reverse, internal conflicts. So someone could be feeling internally conflicted about a karmic relationship in their life. I heard like what to do. Should I stay? Should I go? And whoever is feeling this way, I'm getting it could be a divine masculine or divine feminine, but whoever is feeling this way, it's also impacting the other counterpart energetically. And the other counterpart in this situation might be really confused because they're actually feeling the internal conflicts of their counterpart going through this karmic situation. And I heard hiding it very well. So there could be, this won't be everyone's situation, but for example, there could be a divine masculine who is in his mind feeling very internally conflicted about what to do about a karmic partner or relationship. But then on the surface, he's pretending like he's happy, like he's, I heard, settled down, like everything is fine. Still having this internal, meaning like energetic conflict. But the divine feminine in this example would be feeling the energy, would be feeling the conflicting energy going on within this masculine. And I feel almost these like solar plexus chakra or stomach kinds of sensations. So that could be where the energy is coming from, but then she doesn't know. And so she starts feeling really out of sorts within herself and kind of reacting to this weird, imbalanced energy that she's feeling. But again, it's coming from the divine masculine. So do be really mindful. Of course, this will not be the specific situation for everyone, but be really mindful of energy transference between yourself and your twin at this time when you're dealing with emotions that feel really confusing or unexplainable. Know that you could be telepathically sensing or picking up on something going on in your twin's energy field or within their own life. So I am going to channel more specifics in the extended on how these karmic relationships could be showing up in the twin flame collective and how the masculine could be feeling internally conflicted within these relationships, as well as how this situation may unfold moving into the future. So all of those details will be in the extended, which again is linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Now I am going to be channeling some higher self-love messages from both the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. So let's start with the Divine Feminine as we usually do. Angel of Balance in the reverse. So I feel this coming from some Divine Feminines I spoke to at the beginning of this reading who could have been feeling a little bit emotional, a little bit, let's say, energetically imbalanced within themselves or out of sorts. What does this Divine Masculine need to know from this Divine Feminine on a higher self level? Financial constraints in the upright position. I hear a Divine Feminine here saying, Divine Masculine, sometimes I feel really caught up in the details, or really I heard the restrictions of life, of living, which I know sounds really strange. It's hard to find the words of the exact energy I'm channeling here, but it's almost like this Divine Feminine is aware that on a soul level, she is this limitless, powerful, passionate, creative being. But at times I feel that she could struggle grounding that very powerful energy. And that's really part of what she's learning to do, to utilize the structure of this physical planet effectively to ground her dreams, her passions, to create structure around her gifts, her abilities, her passions. I feel like this Divine Feminine is saying that this is part of this really deep level integration process of her own inner masculine and feminine energies that she is going through. And she could just be indicating that to the Divine Masculine on a higher self level here. Yeah, with cornucopia in the upright position, this speaks to manifestation, fulfillments of desires. I feel this could also be the Divine Feminine's higher self coming in here to actually speak to herself, meaning her 3D physical self that isn't always able to consciously access the knowing of her higher self. And what I feel her saying here is, it's this sweet, simple message of, don't worry, it's all coming, it's all happening. What else does this Divine Feminine's higher self want to say to her at this time? I heard that thing is happening, so I feel there's something specific that many Divine Feminines could be holding in their energy field that they desire, that they want, whether it's in this connection, in their life, in regards to a dream or goal. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook for this card also. The Pleiadians are our cosmic cousins. They're here to remind us that it's never too late to learn new things and change the future. You're being called to be a visionary for the planets. And I hear a Divine Feminine coming in here to say, at times I feel like society is pushing me to fall in line with some particular thing in my life, whether it's a relationship, a certain life structure, a certain life path. And I keep feeling this desire to break free of that, and I can't understand why. Sometimes I even think that from my ego mind, something must be wrong with me because I seem to see things so differently from the people around me. And I hear this Divine Feminine's higher self coming in here to say, you see things differently, not because there's something wrong with your vision, but because most people are walking around mostly blind, and you are blessed with clear sights. You are quite literally a visionary for this planet, and that is what you came here to be. Take a breath, shake off what you've been taught about the world, and hold a new vision for humanity. What a perfect synchronistic message from the guidebook there. And I know that some Divine Feminine needed to hear that. So I really hope that message reached you. So now let's speak to the Divine Masculine here. So what does the Divine Masculine want to say on a higher self level to the Divine Feminine? There's something about heat here. So someone might live where it's hot. I also heard desert. I saw a desert. So that might apply for someone, or like a beach. There's just something about sand here. And alternatively, for some, this could speak to, I heard flushed. So this masculine could simply feel a bit overheated or flustered or flushed when he's in the presence of the Divine Feminine. So let me know if that connects with anyone. Woman holding a coin reversed. So I feel this speaking directly to those of you who have a situation where there is a masculine dealing with some kind of karmic situation in his life that involves another feminine energy, whether this is a feminine friend, a family member, or for many of you, for most who connect with this message, this will be related to a third party or a feminine karmic situation. So what does this masculine want to say about this feminine karmic situation? Strategy in the reverse position. This is really interesting. I'm getting a message from a masculine who it's like, I feel like I just fell into this situation or this relationship, and now it's like I'm suddenly waking up from a bad dream. Now, I'm not trying to be judgmental or negative about this connection. All connections hold value and are beautiful in their own way. However, I feel that this masculine at times looks at whatever this situation is with this karmic, with this relationship or connection with this feminine energy or woman in his life or who was in his life. And I just hear him saying, what was I thinking? This could be a situation of infidelity for some in the past. This absolutely will not apply to everyone. Only take that if it connects. For others, this could be, again, a third party, a masculine who is in a marriage with a karmic or a relationship with a karmic. But there is some energy here of I feel that either this masculine feels like he was walking in a daze and just somehow fell into this situation or relationship without even really thinking it through, or this masculine may have met this person and started a relationship with this person prior to meeting the Divine Feminine in the physical. And if that's the case, I hear him saying I didn't know that more was available to me. I sensed it on a soul level, but I didn't trust that sensing without being able to see it. So I just keep hearing him say I fell in line, it was expected of me to get into this relationship or this marriage or to start this family or whatever this masculine did. He's feeling a lot of regret somehow about this situation or how things unfolded with this person. Again, that message won't be for everyone, so only take that if it connects with you. What else is this masculine wanting to say to the Divine Feminine on a higher self level about this? Man holding a heart in the upright position. With this card, I'm hearing this really beautiful yet kind of strange message of a masculine saying, I feel like I lost control in my life in some sense, or I gave away my heart to the wrong people or situations. But Divine Feminine, whenever I feel like myself, whenever I am standing in my true power, whenever I am taking back, in a sense, my heart and my power, it's like this masculine showing me this vision of when he is holding his own heart, the Divine Feminine is holding his heart as well. They are sharing in that heart space. It's like I just see this Divine Masculine's higher self speaking to the fact that he feels so empowered through the presence of the Divine Feminine, whether that's physically at times or whether that's a purely energetic presence at other times during physical separation. And I feel he just wants to almost thank the Divine Feminine for how he feels so himself, meaning his most authentic, aligned self in her presence, and also how he just feels so empowered through this connection, even if at times there are these challenging situations that he is still working through, which could involve third parties, could involve karmic situations, whatever the case is in your connection. What else does this divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine? The fourth chakra card. I feel this speaks to how this masculine is continuing to open his heart, because as I flipped over this card, I just heard one sentence from a male energy or masculine energy, and it was just, I'm opening my heart, like my heart is opening. How is this masculine's heart opening? Let's pull an emotion card here. How is this masculine opening his heart? Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. I heard grief of everything that was before. This could be kind of an ego death experience for this masculine. I'm hearing that there's a masculine here who had a lot of structure in his physical life that was very unaligned with who he truly was authentically beneath the surface, beneath all of the levels and layers he had put upon himself in order to self-protect. By structure, I mean there could be elements of where he's living, who he's friends with, who he's married to. I just see all of these things. Again, it depends on your situation, but it's like all these binds that are somehow tying this masculine to all of these physical facets of this world that actually are no longer aligned with who he truly is. And it's like I see that person beneath all of those layers, beneath all of those binds, like someone who is just waking up and realizing that they're trapped. It's like they didn't even know that they were trapped in these things because they weren't even awake. It's like they were sleeping through life. And I feel like there's a masculine that feels that way, as though he woke up to his life and there was so much physical structure in his life that wasn't aligned with who he felt himself becoming. So now there is this process of, like this card says, grief of letting the old pass away and coming into the new. And that is a slow process of unraveling and cutting ties and untangling all of these things that have kept him feeling stuck, feeling trapped, feeling inauthentic. But with the victory card coming out here in the upright position, this is a very positive card, speaking to the fact that everything we were just discussing is happening. It's a very affirmative card here. It's about this masculine truly beginning to fully untangle himself from everything that has held him back in a spiritual sense or prevented him from fully rising into his most authentic, most aligned version of self. And of course, with becoming that most aligned version of self, he is raising his vibration in the process to be able to sustain higher vibrational connection, which of course the twin flame connection is the most high vibrational form of love connection, or really of any connection. So I'm going to close this reading by pulling a card from the Rumi Oracle deck. And in the extended version of this reading, I am going to channel more details on what I pick up on happening between the divine masculine and divine feminine, how they are or are not communicating, interacting, what's going on here in the physical world, as well as how this could be translating on a higher self level, what their higher selves would like to say to one another about these 3D situations and interactions. So the link to those more detailed extended messages will be in the pinned comment and description box under this video. What is one final card to close out this reading here? the lion and the deer. And I'm going to close this reading by reading from the guidebook for this card. Tell me the truth, I asked love. What are you? I am the everlasting life, love said. I am the recurring joy of living. Divine contribution is offered to those who wish to contribute to the world. The great beloved sees what is in your hearts, what it is you wish to offer, and is saying yes. So you are being empowered to serve, to assist, to offer a genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of heaven. Such is the capacity bestowed upon the soul that is wise and filled with love and therefore desiring to serve. So then, do not doubt yourself, beloved. You have been blessed with this by the Master to find the precious jewel of your own soul and claim it. And finally, one final message. This oracle brings special messages of reassurance that you are making progress and are indeed on the right path. Although it may not unfold exactly as you anticipate, it will indeed unfold. You are making a positive impact in the world, more than you consciously realized. And you are asked, therefore, to continue. Do not give up. Do not turn back. Just continue. And finally, one final message. This oracle brings special messages of reassurance that you are making progress and are indeed on the right path. Although it may not unfold exactly as you anticipate, it will indeed unfold. You are making a positive impact in the world, more than you consciously realized. I really hope you received something valuable from the reading today. As always, be sure to only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Do let me know in the comments or in the live chat if anything meaningful connected with you here. And remember, I do post Twin Flame live premiere reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like more detailed, in-depth, channeled messages, if this reading was connecting with you, and you would like to know more about the specific questions that came up in the reading, as well as more higher self love messages between this divine masculine and divine feminine, then be sure to check out the extended reading under this video in the pinned comment and description box. For those of you stopping off here, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your week, and I will talk to you again in Friday's Twin Flame reading video.